If an oil pressure gauge reads 0, does that mean the engine has no oil? Not necessarily. A 0 reading on your oil pressure gauge is definitely not something you want to ignore, but it doesn't automatically mean that your engine has no oil. Here are a few possibilities. Sensor malfunction. Sometimes the issue might be as simple as a faulty oil pressure sensor or gauge. The sensor could be disconnected or broken, giving a false reading of 0 oil pressure. Before you assume the worst, it might be worth checking the sensor and its connections. Oil pump failure. One of the more serious possibilities is that your oil pump has failed. If the pump isn't circulating oil through the engine, the pressure gauge would drop to 0 as a result. This could potentially cause severe damage to the engine due to lack of lubrication. Oil filter clog. A clogged oil filter can also cause the oil pressure to drop. If the oil can't circulate properly because of a blockage, the pressure gauge might read 0. This is relatively easy to check and fix, so it's a good starting point. Oil level. While a 0 reading doesn't always mean there's no oil, it could still mean that the oil level is very low. It's always a good idea to pull out the dipstick and check the oil level manually. If it's low, topping it off might resolve the issue. Internal engine issues. Internal problems like worn-out bearings or a damaged oil pump can also result in 0 oil pressure. These are more serious issues that would require professional diagnosis and repair. Immediate action. Regardless of the cause, a 0 oil pressure reading is not something to ignore. If you're driving and notice the oil pressure drop to 0, it's best to pull over immediately and turn off the engine to prevent any potential damage. To sum it up, a 0 reading on the oil pressure gauge could mean a variety of things ranging from a simple sensor issue to major engine problems. It's crucial to investigate further and take appropriate action. Better safe than sorry, especially when it comes to your engine.